A bow shot from her bower eaves, he rode between the barley sheaves. In the opening lines, we are introduced to someone, but this person has been identified only as he. So we don't know who this person is yet, but we know that he is riding on a horse through the barley sheaves, just a bow shot away from where the Lady of Shalott is imprisoned. Here, a bow shot means the distance. Okay, just as far as you could shoot an arrow is where this person is. So he is not very far from the Lady of Shalott. The sun came dazzling through the leaves and flamed upon the brazen greaves of bold Sir Lancelot. Now we know who this person is. He has been identified as Sir Lancelot. He is not any ordinary knight, but the best, the most handsome, and the bravest knight of King Arthur. The sun is dazzling and bright, so the brazen greaves, or the piece of armor that he had with him, was sparkling and dazzling in the sun. A red-crossed knight forever kneeled to a lady in his shield that sparkled on the yellow field beside remote Shalott. The shield that Sir Lancelot carried with him bore a picture of a knight kneeling before his lady, and the shield sparkled on the yellow field as he rode around Shalott. The gammy bridle glittered free, like the some branch of stars we see hung in the golden galaxy. We get more description of Sir Lancelot and his horse. Here the gammy bridle, or the headgear of the horse, is described as glittering or shining like some branch of stars or constellations that we see in the sky. The bridle bells rang merrily as he rode down to Camelot, and from his blazoned baldric slung a mighty silver bugle hung, and as he rode his armor rung beside remote Shalott. We also learn that the bridle had ringing bells on it. So as Sir Lancelot was riding towards Camelot, this bridle made beautiful sound. And from his blazoned baldric slung, here baldric is a strap or belt across his shoulder. So on his belt, a mighty silver bugle hung. There was a bugle, or there was a horn in his baldric. This horn is usually blown during battle. So as he rode, his armor rung. Okay, as he rode down, a lot of sound could be heard from his armor. All in the blue unclouded weather, thick jeweled shone the saddle leather. The helmet and the helmet feather burned like one burning flame together as he rode down to Camelot. Here, unclouded weather means very pleasant and sunny day. So his saddle leather that was fully decorated with jewelry shone even from far in the sun, and the helmet and the helmet feather went along very well together. As often through the purple night, below the starry clusters bright, some bearded meteor, trailing light, moves over still Shalott. The poet compares the shining helmet of Sir Lancelot to the meteor which lights up the dark purple night. His broad clear brow in sunlight glowed, on burnished hoofs his war horse trod, from underneath his helmet flowed his coal black curls as he rode down to Camelot. The eyebrows of Sir Lancelot glowed in the sunlight, and his war horse, or the horse in which he rode, had hoofs that were polished very beautifully. And we also get an idea of the color of his hair. Here it says, from underneath his helmet flowed his coal black curls. So he had very black curls. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tira lira by the river, sang Sir Lancelot. The Lady of Shalott sees Sir Lancelot through her crystal mirror, and she is attracted to him. He even sings this song Tira lira as he rode down towards Camelot. So the Lady of Shalott is curious to know more about this man. She left the web, she left the loom. She made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water lily bloom. She saw the helmet and the plume. She looked down to Camelot. Seeing this handsome knight through her mirror, the Lady of Shalott can no longer control herself. She decides to break the rules. So she left the web that she was weaving and walked towards the window. Finally, she sees the world with her own eyes. She sees the water lily bloom. She even saw the helmet and the plume of Sir Lancelot. And she looked down to Camelot for the first time. Out flew the web and floated wide. The mirror cracked from side to side. The curse has come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. The Lady of Shalott knew very well that she is under a curse, and that something will happen to her if she ever looked outside. But this particular day she broke the rules and decided to look out. So the moment she looked out, the web that she was weaving flew in all directions and floated in the river. The mirror that she had in her room cracked from side to side. Now she starts to fear, so she cried, "The curse is come upon me."